So, what's the deal with Mario Kart DS's ramps? Some of you may have asked yourselves this. Most of you probably never even thought about it, because they're just ramps, like in any other Mario Kart game. And for the most part, you'd be right. This is your average ramp on Mario Kart DS. Pretty much just a boost pad, except instead of being just on the ground, it's on a slope. It's all glowy and rainbowy, and when you go on it, it shoots you upwards in a little boost. There's like the windy sound effect and stuff. That's just a normal ramp, and here's another one. Another normal ramp. And it boosts you, and you get the windy sound effect. And then here, there's some smaller stage-specific ramps that are wooden and they don't boost you. But that's not really what we're talking about. But also, we're not really talking about the boosted ramps that I just called the default ramps either. Specifically, I'm going to be talking about the ramps in Super Mario Kart and Super Circuit, which you could consider the pre-3D era of Mario Kart, the pseudo 3D but really 2D era. Now, these games' course design was quite flat because of technical limitations, so they had to use ramps in a different way to how 3D Mario Karts would use them. So let's go look at these ramps in the original games. At first they might look like they don't do much. You just go over them with your cart, and they just give you a little jump, no speed boost or anything like that. But if you actually go at these with any sort of speed, if like so, you can actually jump over walls. And in a few stages you can pull off like cool shortcuts. That one took a while to set up, and I don't know how to play Mario Kart good, so yeah. But you can do that. If you go at the ramps faster, you can jump higher and you can take some cool shortcuts. Kinda like the Funny Feather, except you can use it with just a speed boost. This got carried over to Super Circuit, where ramps give you a little jump if you go through them, and if you go through them at a faster speed, it give you an extra boost that you can use to take shortcuts. Like that one that I kinda failed, but whatever, let's ignore that. These both feel like the same kind of ramp to me, right? Like, they're both a little bar that if you go over it, you can do a little jump, and if you boost, you can sometimes, not always, do a taller jump. Like, that makes sense to me. So anyways, Mario Kart DS. There's 4 Retro Cups, and each has 4 tracks from each prior game. So there's 4 from Super Mario Kart and 4 from Super Circuit. And out of those, only 1 for Super Mario Kart, Choco Island, has ramps, and 2 for Game Boy Advance have ramps, which is, I believe, Bowser Castle 2 and Sky Garden. So if you go and look at Choco Island, these seems like a reasonable way you could have translated those ramps. Like, they're just like these little triangle bumps on the road. And they actually do give you like a small little boost, but not actually like enough to the point where like you would notice if you're just driving normally. Like, if you're actually driving at a normal speed, it just feels like a little slope. And if you actually use a mushroom on them, I believe you would still get a higher jump. I don't know if it would be enough to actually do that shortcut. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it would be. But you do get like a noticeably higher jump. Let me just get that mushroom back. So let's try that again. Yeah, that's like a noticeably higher jump than usual. So yeah, it seems like a reasonable way to translate these ramps into a 3D game. No big deal, right? Anyways, let's go check out the Game Boy Advance tracks. But if you go here for the Game Boy tracks, you can see that the shortcut ramps got replaced with a stage ramp. Like, that's not really that surprising. But if you go look here at the other ramps, they got replaced with these rainbowy ones, which isn't weird for Mario Kart DS. Like, most of the ramps are rainbowy, but they do this fucking sound. And this has stuck with me since I was a kid, like, especially that sound effect. But the thing that gets to me about these is that, like, they have their own sound effect, and it's a sound effect that doesn't sound anything like the sound effects you hear in Super Circuit, where it's just like a little boing. It's like this whole... And these only exist for Sky Garden and for Bowser Castle 2. I don't know, like, they're not like that weird in themselves. It's just really weird combined with how there's already the triangle ramp for the SNES stage, and that one in itself already gives you a boost. So it's not like they wanted, it's not like they needed to make these so it would give you a bit of a boost, but not too much of a boost like the regular Mario Kart DS ramps. And also, let's not forget this thing. Most of the boost pads in Mario Kart DS are like this, like same rainbowy as the ramps, but they kept these boost pads like yellow like they were in the GBA, but they still made the ramps like all rainbowy like they are in the rest of Mario Kart DS. But that's a topic for another day. So anyways, yeah, what's the deal with the Mario Kart DS ramps?